What do you do with your overripe plantains that you really don't care for anymore? Or do you just throw them in the trash? No, not after watching this video. I'm going to show you how I use mine to make this plantain cake that is very indulgent. You guys, I couldn't stop eating this thing. It was so good. I know you're going to love it when you eventually try it. So before we get right into this video, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and become part of this family. My name is Ngozi, so let's get right into this video. For the list of ingredients, I have onion, scotch bonnet pepper, garlic, ginger, palm oil. I'll leave the list of ingredients in the description box so you can check it out. Over here, I've got these pretty peppers that I'm going to use mainly for garnishing. I have salt, all-purpose seasoning, and some ground cloves. So over here, I have cornmeal. You can also use all-purpose flour in place of this, and of course the overripe plantains. So to begin, I'll chop up the onion, the ginger, the pepper, and the overripe plantains and throw them all in the blender and blend until it is smooth. I like to chop up the ginger before blending so it doesn't end up having long strands after blending. So I just like to cut them up into pieces before blending. The plantains are washed. I'm going to go ahead and peel them, cut them into pieces, and throw them into the blender as well. Next, I'm going to blend until it is very smooth. Now, I did not add any water to mine. I just kept shaking until the ones on the top could make their way down and it blended without adding water. But if you cannot blend yours this way, just add a drop of water. It won't do any harm. Just add a little amount of water and blend until it is very smooth. So once it has blended into a smooth paste, I'll pour it into this bowl and set that aside. Next, I'll go in with a brush and oil the baking pan with some of the palm oil that I'm going to be using for this recipe and set that aside as well. So now that everything is set, I'll pour in the seasoning, that is the salt, the all-purpose seasoning, and the cloves. Next, I'll add in the cornmeal. So what I did to this cornmeal was that I blended it with my dry meal to make the texture very smooth. You can also use all-purpose flour for this, but I love the texture the cornmeal gives to the cake. It makes it really nice and fluffy. So I'm going to mix that in properly. So next I'll add the palm oil, the colorful peppers, and then I'm going to mix thoroughly until everything is properly combined. You want to take your time and then mix it until everything is well combined. So at this point, I'll taste to make sure the seasoning is right, and yep, it was perfect. And so next I'm going to pour it into the baking pan and then bake on 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour. Now depending on your oven, you may want to bake for 40 to 45 minutes, but between 40 minutes to 60 minutes it should be done. So just before I place it in the oven, I like to tap it like this, tap to get rid of any air bubbles in it. Then I place it in the oven and let it bake for 1 hour. After 1 hour, I go in with a skewer. If it comes out clean, you know it's done. So I'm going to let it rest for another 20 to 30 minutes before I cut it open. If you cut it immediately, it's going to be very soft. You may not like it. So you want to let it sit for good 20 to 30 minutes before cutting it open. So after 20 minutes, I could not wait. After 20 minutes, I had to cut it open, and oh, the sight was amazing. It was so delicious. I hope you all get to try out this recipe. I promise you're going to love it. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. My name is Ngozi. I make food videos. I love food, and I'm not ashamed to say it. Yeah, I hope you subscribe, click the like button, share this video to 1 or 2 of your friends if you found it helpful. I'd love to read from you if you ever get to try out this recipe. Find me on Instagram at The Joyful Cook. You can also leave me a comment here on YouTube. I'll be glad to read from you guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next one. God bless you guys. Bye.